Hello, everyone. It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to Lost in the Wasteland, my weekly interview show where I learn a little bit more about somebody else's perspective on movies and closing in on episode 160. And for the third time coming on is my buddy Ben from the Infinity Film Podcast, where I graciously get asked back to continue to come on and talk movies with them. But Ben, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me again. Third time. I'm excited.
And would you like to shamelessly plug anything before we get started?
Sure. Well, like you said, I'm co-host on the Infinity Film podcast with my good friend Rod, and we talk about movies and TV every week. Have a little variety of different formats, doing recent reviews or trivia or like top 10 lists. So try to keep it fresh and moving around, and have a lot of good guests on there, including you, Shane. So always love when you come on and do impressions and
And Rod
different
gets mad at us
opinions.
because we don't want to put movies on the same tier as him.
Yeah, yep, that happens quite a bit too.
I don't think he'll ever let Cloverfield go.
No,
It'll
yeah,
live
that's true.
on
Yep,
infamy.
yep.
But yes, I love coming on and chatting movies with you. And I know I just recently missed one because, screenings called.
Yep.
And talking, Barbenheimer's just eating the world up of cinema.
Hmm. Love it.
And not gonna lie, I was tearing up a bit at the end of Oppenheimer, thinking about what else could swallow this world up, aka nuclear holocaust. And I'm just like, well, I wish I watched this one first,
Yeah,
because I didn't.
yeah.
So at least I got pizza afterwards. So
Oh, good. That'll lighten the mood.
pizza distracted my existential dread.
Yeah,
But let's get
good.
things started with. I love this question. So Ben, you have a whole day to have a movie marathon.
Mhm.
What's the theme of your movie marathon?
So I went back and forth a lot with different genres and what have you. And then I thought, could I go with a director,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps? Okay. Uh, so a movie marathon, and maybe because he's recently been on my mind, which helps, but also he's my favorite director, Steven Spielberg, which we've been talking about on the podcast recently. But he's got such a variety of films, and several that are, top 30 or whatever for me. Just amazing films with Indiana Jones series and Jaws, and then I'm a big fan of The Terminal and some of those more underrated ones, I think. Watched Munich for the first time for the podcast, and that was a really good one. So yeah, I feel like it's good variety there for a whole day of movies.
Mm-hmm. Plenty of
Yeah,
variety. And what would be cool is you could pick a movie from each decade
yeah,
of
that's
him
true too.
directing
Yep.
and get some see Spielberg through the years. That would be fun.
Hmm. Yep.
Or you could just watch Jaws and three Indiana Jones movies and Jurassic Park
Yeah.
and call it a day.
Yep.
But you have options, so that's exciting.
Yep.
And I don't think anybody's going to argue with you about watching some Steven Spielberg movies.
Yeah. Hope not.
Now, Ben, imagine, picture it.
Hmm.
You have a
Okay.
friend who has
Yep.
never watched a movie before. What movie you're going to show them first?
So very interesting question. Boggled my mind. And I thought about a modern movie because I feel like with modern sensibilities and everything, it's kind of easier to tap into that instead of say
Hmm.
Casablanca or something, which I like a lot, but might be a certain you know taste or appreciation level nowadays. But then I thought, what the heck, Back to the Future. I feel like is timeless, so
Yeah.
I'm going Back to the Future, which I think is one of the best screenplays of all time.
Mhm.
Um, the you know writing and the whole plot and everything, and how you can watch it multiple times as well and pick up on new things, connections from beginning to end, and everything.
Was
Um,
it Lone Pine Mall?
yep.
Just like all the little details is
Yeah.
just incredible.
Yeah.
And the music's great. It's
Hmm.
thrilling. It's exciting. It has everything from
Yep.
action to sci-fi to romance.
Exactly.
Even like some creepy moments. I am Darth Vader.
Yep.
And just everything in between. Scariest thing
Yep.
though, Biff,
Yeah.
future molester of women, piece of
Oh
crap
yeah, yeah.
Biff. He got what he deserved, and then old
Yep.
man Biff had to ruin it and turn into Donald Trump in Back to the Future Part Two.
Yeah. That's very much true.
Which, yeah, I think I it's interesting because I've heard like a specific like Star Wars and Back to the Future. I think Back to the Future is such a great pick because it just has everything. It's
Yep.
fun, it's exciting, and they'll never get Robert Zemeckis' score out of their head. And they'll have to live with that for the rest of their lives, like the rest of us.
Yep.
So could just be like one of us, one of us. Now, I know a lot of people complain about, remakes and prequels and sequels. It's like, why do we not have any original ideas? But if you had to pick one movie that you really wish did get a sequel, what would it be?
So thought a while about this too because I am one of those that's like this doesn't need a sequel.
Yep.
Let's keep it where it is. But one of a kind of more recent one, I guess, and one that we've joked about on the podcast before. Why does this not have a sequel yet? The Nice Guys, which I think is great. It's not like it's a completely standalone. You can add on to that, have more adventures with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, and I love that time period so much with the music and the clothes and everything. So yeah, another good mystery with those two, and Angry Rice would be a lot of fun.
That movie is infinitely quotable. Shane Black is an amazing writer,
Yep.
except apparently making the most recent Predator movie.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's I'm just glad nobody got hurt. Got hurt. Well, I feel like they died quick enough where it's just like it hurts,
Right.
died. And especially watching Barbie and seeing Ryan Gosling just chewing up being Ken, it
Yep.
just remind me of Moz and just like how absurd and silly but competent he
Yeah.
surprisingly is. And I just want because Russell Crowe was talking about it. They had an idea of they get taken down to Mexico for a case.
Oh, okay.
And
Interesting.
and it's the Nice Guys Mexican detectives.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my God, I'm for it. Bring it
Yep.
on. We want it.
Yep.
What are you doing,
I'm
Warner
down.
Brothers?
We want it
But
now.
it's funny. I'm pretty sure the Nice Guys is the most consistent answer to this question because
Really?
we are all in camaraderie because we love the Nice Guys and it got screwed over. We
Yep.
need more. Why did you all not go see it?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Taking that away from us.
Mhm.
Now, what's a film from your childhood, Ben, that you have not watched in years, but you would most want to go back and rewatch?
This is a good question too. I feel like I do this somewhat occasionally where something will pop up and maybe they're making a remake or a sequel years later.
Makes sense.
And I'm like, I gotta watch it again. Um, I got queued up Haunted Mansion, Eddie Murphy. I gotta watch
Yes.
that before the new one. But one that I haven't gotten around to yet is the Spy Kids movies, which I remember at least the first two liking a lot. And I think the third one as a kid I enjoyed because it came with the 3D glasses.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that you could watch it. Yeah, it was fun. But the first two, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping they still somewhat hold up and would be a fun watch. Oh, nice. The three-part collection.
Yep. As
Triple
we
feature.
sit here with Spy Kids 3D Game Over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the toy maker.
Yeah.
And just having Sylvester Stallone.
Yep.
Oh, those movies, Robert Rodriguez, it's just like, you know what? I made the mariachi series. Let me make a kids movie series.
Yeah.
Makes that.
Random.
And
Yeah.
then makes a spin-off of it called Machete. having Danny Trejo, an extremely over the top exploitation, just ridiculous movie. Spot. I want to rewatch them soon because it would be so much fun. I
Yep.
can 100% guarantee you though that third one aged poorly.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Like I'm
With it,
I'm sure that CGI looks ghastly at
yeah.
this point.
Within a
Now,
year, it probably aged poorly.
yeah, especially the Pirates movies. You look at Davy Jones and you're just like,
I
he looks
know.
better than like 90% of the CGI today.
Yeah, excellent.
Maybe they should just take years in between movies and perfect special effects.
That's an interesting idea.
Wow.
I would let
Why
them know
couldn't they
that.
have
Yeah.
thought of that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Now, again, Ben, picture it.
Yep.
You could visit any place from a movie. Where are you going?
All right. Well, the way this question is posed, it's got to be somewhere fantastical that I can't visit right now.
It's
And
technically it doesn't have to be,
oh, I know, but
but
for me,
it would and like it's more fun that way.
yeah, yeah. Uh, and yeah, I like to travel too, so I'm hoping to hit several real life movie locations in my lifetime. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm going fantastical, and yeah, I was thinking several places. That kind of narrowed down to the MCU because I like it so much. Uh, let's go to Asgard. I think that would be a great place. Now, before Ragnarok, obviously,
Yes.
uh, when people are having fun and everything. But yeah, it's beautiful with the architecture. I feel
Mhm.
like the food and drink have to be great from what we've seen in the movies. I thought it looked pretty good.
Just look at
Um,
Volstagg. He's enjoying
yeah,
himself.
yeah. Don't mistake my appetite for apathy.
uh,
Um,
Pour one out for Ray Stevenson.
yes, yep.
Taking two.
Um, the even the way to get there, the Bifrost, I feel like
Yeah.
would be cool. Maybe a little unnerving at first with shooting up into space, but I don't know, landing there and walking down that bridge, I think would be really cool. And the local stage plays they have as well would be
They have some
awesome.
impressive actors
Yeah.
who work
Oh
in
yeah.
these stage plays.
Yep.
I think favorite part of that whole thing was when they're interviewing Sam Neill
Hmm.
after when the movie was coming out. He's like, I just never got my character. It's just like, was I an actor from Earth who was brought there to star in this, or like, am I as Guardian actor? And he's just like, I never got it. And it's just like, I never thought about it that way. I'm like, but when you put it that way, I'm like,
Yeah.
is he?
Yeah, that's true. I
But
don't know.
I think in Thor Love and Thunder, they made it pretty obvious like they were Asgardians who just, that's what they chose to do with their lives is act.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh
you
yeah.
could have done so many things with like your amazing world and everything. Like they still like to put on a show. And
Oh
we
yeah.
appreciate that about them.
Yep. We do.
So Asgard would be a fun time. Yes, just we just got to arrive pre-Surtur.
Right. Right.
Well, actually, probably pre-Hela would probably
Yeah.
be the best choice.
Technically. Yeah.
Um. Oh God, now all I can think of is Korg just being like, "Well, you know what? As long as we got roots, we could just grow. Well, no more
Nope.
roots." Which that's funny. I do
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like that was one of the moments where it's like, Marvel, we could have just like let the destruction of Asgard sink in and
Yeah.
not have to go straight to a joke. But it's Taika Waititi, and he's funny, so kind of let it pass.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like we've all had these moments. But Ben, what's a film that you watched when you were too young?
So I feel like I was fairly disciplined watching keeping the ratings under control and everything. But one movie that I thought of was The Exorcist, and not for the reason you may think. I watched it with a group of friends at my family lake house, the neighbors,
Mm.
and they're big on horror movies. So most every Saturday night, get together, watch one or two horror movies, and then I'd have to walk home by myself in the dark. So that was fun. But we got the Exorcist from like Redbox or whatever one night,
Mhm.
and we're amped up because it's supposedly the scariest movie ever on a lot of lists. And it's by today's standards, I feel like a little dated. Um, but we were young and kind of cracking jokes and stuff, and we didn't even like get through the whole thing. So I feel like I was too young to appreciate
There you go.
the
That's fair.
artistry, yeah, of it instead of just being freaked out. I mean, there were parts that were scary, but then we were like, oh, this is a lot of makeup and stuff.
Well,
Pagan.
have you seen the trailer for Exorcist Believers or whatever?
I saw it in the theater the other day. Yeah,
Oh, did you see it before? Did you see it before Oppenheimer?
yep, yep.
Yep. Yeah, I was watching my 70 millimeter IMAX screening of Oppenheimer
Okay.
and just like giant possessed young girl faces.
Hmm.
And like I knew when they started with the piano,
Okay.
I'm like, because I knew it was coming because I knew David Gordon Green and Danny McBride were making a
Right,
remake,
right, right.
a sequel to The Exorcist, because they're literally doing the same exact thing that they did with Halloween,
Yeah.
and it's going to be a trilogy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Why?
Well.
I don't know.
Mm.
Because they can. Danny
Yeah.
McBride, I'd rather you keep making shows on HBO. Keep giving me endless righteous gemstones. We're good. Uh, but yeah, The Exorcist is certainly one like gotta have some appreciation for. I've definitely been in moments where people have joked through a horror movie and ruined the experience for me.
Yeah.
It follows. That happened.
Oh, okay.
I had the group of people I was watching it with made fun of it the whole entire time.
Hmm.
And I'm like, you're letting this really impressive horror film of modern times just stew in your sarcasm and bad faith. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I just want to enjoy the movie.
Yep.
But I imagine being like a teenager, you probably are going to be
That's
making
what we
jokes
did.
and not fully appreciating certain
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Now, then think about what's a film experience that you've had that you feel like legitimately made an impact on your life.
So this was kind of a tough one too, but I thought about a bunch of different like theater going experiences and movies I've seen at home and stuff. But there is one, my girlfriend's gonna like this, but in college I went over to a friend's place to see John Wick because I had not seen it yet. So I guess this was like 5 years after it came out, or six, I guess. And they're like, "Oh, you got to see it." So finally sat down to watch it, and it was at that apartment, friend of a friend that I met my girlfriend, who's
Mhm.
my girlfriend today. So I feel like that was a good, not not as much the movie. I mean, I love the movie. I had a great time, but I feel like that was a big moment connected to a movie in my life. So
There you
yeah,
go. John Wick lost so you can gain.
yes,
So, but hey, it's a great memory to remember John Wick for. So happy for you.
yep,
And now you
thank
can
you.
enjoy John Wick together,
Yeah,
all four of them,
yeah,
even
oh
3 hours of John Wick Chapter 4.
yeah.
Now, what's a movie that you feel like you would love to see turned into a TV series?
So this question and like not fan fiction, I guess, but uh predictions and stuff for movies.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm not as in tune to. I'll sit there and ponder over it and then see a post on Instagram and I'm like, oh, that's great. I want that. Someone else thought of it. Um,
Mhm.
but I was thinking this might upset some people, but the original Blade Runner, I'm not a huge fan of.
Mhm.
Like Harrison Ford, I like mystery thrillers. Talked about the nice guys, and I like sci-fi too. But I don't know, that movie just wasn't all that much to me. Like maybe I'd been hyped up about it too, and it was a little underwhelming. I do love the sequel a lot,
Mhm.
2049. I like it a lot more, but the original, I feel like, and I guess just kind of in that world, um, you could have a good TV series. And I actually haven't watched that whole animated one yet. I watched the first episode, I believe.
With the Lotus or
Yeah, Lotus.
that
Yeah, yeah,
guy.
yeah,
I thought it had some cool
yeah.
moments.
Okay,
I don't think it was super memorable by the end though.
okay.
But I am also in the camp that like I do love the original. And to be fair, I've literally only seen the final cut. So I've never
Yeah,
actually seen the original film.
yep, same.
But I do like 2049 better. So
Hmm. Cool.
it is
But
like Denis Villeneuve made something special there.
yeah.
Now, what is your favorite film romance?
All right. So I uh I used to say I'm not much of a rom-com guy. I was like, come on. But recently, especially with my girlfriend watching a lot of rom-coms, there's some really great ones and sweet ones that really kind of catch me off guard, I guess, and I get really into. But one uh especially that came to mind that I feel like is underrated as well is About Time, which another kind of sci-fi. There's a lot more elements going on, but uh, that movie made me fall in love with Rachel McAdams. She's so sweet and bubbly in the movie. Um, and Donald Gleason, yeah, like I said, plays with time. There's that sci-fi and stuff, but I just think it speaks volumes that he goes through time and so many iterations to
Mhm.
try to be with Mary. Um, and oh, also Margot Robbie, her character comes back at a certain point and
Mhm.
seems like this time, as opposed to earlier, that she is interested in him. But he's like, you know what, I'm happy, and I'm not gonna mess this up for that. So yeah, there's just a lot of really sweet moments between them. Um, and then of course the ending with his dad, which that always makes me cry every time I watch that. Um, but yeah, he gives up part of his life to move forward with Mary. So yeah, it's just very sweet, and I like their um, chemistry and everything.
You would get along with most of the people at Sif Pop.
Nice.
Like Sif Pop is like people at Sif Pop are the reason I watched Inside by Bo Burnham, and they're the reason I watched About Time.
Okay.
So those are the two that like everybody's you gotta watch this.
Yeah.
I think it took me a whole year after Inside came out for me to finally sit down and watch that. And now
Okay.
I can't not think of Welcome to the Internet. Um, everything and anything and everything all of the time. And also Jeffrey Bezos. Such a
Yeah.
great
Yep.
pump you up song.
Everywhere.
But
Yeah.
About Time that got me. And I've watched that twice since I watched it the first time. It has one of the best father son
Hmm.
dynamics in any movie ever, legitimately. And it's sweet. Like the dynamic. I love Rachel McAdams. She's great. And her and Donald Gleason are so great together.
Yeah.
Now, the doozy. The anchoring question here. Theoretically, you get hired to teach a film class. What films would be in your curriculum?
This was a tough one too. This is almost like, what's your favorite movie, or even just top three when people ask. Let me think about it. So I kind of had two answers that I'll run through
Mhm.
quick if you don't mind. But at first I thought of, let's have a movie for I think I have eight like big genres in cinema. So in no particular order, I'll run through. So war, I had Saving Private Ryan. Drama, Shawshank Redemption.
Mhm.
Comedy, Ghostbusters, which is a favorite of mine. Sci-fi, Back to the Future, yet again. Uh, Adventure, Curse of the Black Pearl, another personal
Ah,
favorite. Horror, I had Jaws. Uh, Animated, Toy Story. which I think was a seminal film in
Mhm.
that genre. And then for foreign, I have Parasite, which I do need to see more foreign movies, but I feel like that was a big,
Yeah,
more
it's a good
recent
one.
one compared to these others too.
So
Yeah,
it's a great one.
yeah.
I appreciated the breakdown of genres there.
Mhm. So yeah, I thought that was cool idea to do different, talk about the genres and go the history, and then watch what I believe to be some of the best of each genre. And then I kind of thought, well, I feel like a lot of people have seen a lot of these, so it kind of maybe depends on the level of class this is, I guess.
Mm.
Um, and so then I was like, maybe I'll just do an underrated movies, and kind of made a list of the Gift, the Jason Bateman movie.
Joel Edgerton, yeah.
Joel Edgerton, yeah. Just trying to remember his name. Fury, epic underrated movie. Enemy, Denis Villeneuve. Matchstick Men for some Nicolas Cage action. 1 Hour Photo, the
Nice.
Robin Williams, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. There's Shane Black in there. So
Love
I feel
Kiss
like
Kiss
those would
Bang
be,
Bang.
yeah, some.
Oh, we'll find out. Just like dead. Uh,
Yep.
I never
So
would have
yeah.
imagined Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer being like the quintessential like buddy cop pairing,
Yep.
but it's so great.
Yep.
And there's some great picks on there that are seriously underrated, and also like the genre one was great too. I I appreciated like not just picking Raiders of the Lost Ark and then
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
Pirates,
Yeah.
and then
Ton of balance.
Ghostbusters. It's like it things would have been fine until Dickless over here turned off our machine. Is this true? Yes, this man has
This
no.
man has no dick.
That is one of the greatest line deliveries in the history of film, bar none.
Yes.
Bill Murray, hats off to you.
Hmm.
Hey, I would take either one of those classes. And here's the fun thing: when we get through all the different interviews where I actually have questions, we'll start interviewing you about some of the movies from your curriculum.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I've had some fun ones. I my curriculum, because sometimes I can't get a guest and I have to just fill in and, you know, have my wife interview me.
Mhm.
And I'm doing like the history of science fiction films. My wife is doing the history of westerns.
Ooh.
So those two have been fun. And
Yeah.
then like my buddy Heath, I think we've already talked about 12 Angry Men and Saving Private Ryan. So
Mhm.
some great ones. No, it was Sound of Music and 12 Angry Men. Saving Private
Oh,
Ryan's
okay.
also on there. It'll eventually get.
Okay.
So we'll have some fun with that. But
Yeah.
because originally I only wrote 3 sets of questions, and then I'm like, well, we'll
Oh,
just go
okay.
into movies. Now I have 5. So
Okay. Cool.
endless times coming
Oh yeah.
lost in the
Yeah.
wasteland.
Sounds good.
I might have to give a look over on the round 5 questions before I actually do it for the first time.
Yeah.
Wasn't 100% happy with my work. But the fourth round ones, they were inspired. Like I
Ooh.
just gotta, I'm like, okay, juices are flowing.
Yeah.
And then I tried to force round 5, and I'm like, it's not
Oh,
working for me. I don't know if
you
I
thought
like
a little
these
more.
questions.
Well,
But
they're always
this
exciting. I love doing these.
this third round ones I think was the one that I was most proud of, because I
Mhm.
love the marathon question and I love the curriculum question.
Yeah. Yep.
They're a lot of fun. And
Mhm.
so was this. So
Yeah.
Ben, thank you so much for coming on and chatting movies.
Thank you.
And thank all of you out there for always tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.